And here we are. Yes, we made it. Even champions are late every
Hello,
now
hello,
and then.
hello.
Hi, everybody. It's a new episode of Fight Talk, and UFC 290 was quite a card to talk about. How are you, Martijn?
I'm good, thank you very much. It was. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late. I had technical problems coming in. Had to try
It
multiple devices
happens.
to get online, so I'm sorry about that. But here I am. Yeah, I mean, like yesterday, I had my guy fighting Martijn in the UFC 290. He lost the fight by a triangle choke. Of course, we're very bummed. We're very. Yeah, we're not happy, of course, with the result. Um, we know what to work on to get better next time and make sure it doesn't happen again. So that being said, great event, UFC 290, start of fight week was amazing. Crazy fights. The whole team stayed, including Marcin. We stayed after the fights because usually they bring you back to the hotel, but we came back and saw the rest of the fights because it was an epic card, of course. And yeah, overall it was a good experience. But hopefully next time we bring back the W again to Holland.
Let's hope so too. I hope it was a valuable lesson in the loss for Martin. Um, were you
Yeah.
able to enjoy the event after a loss? How do you experience that?
Yeah, I mean, like right after the fight, when you lose, yeah, you're bummed. First, you check if your fighter is okay. Luckily, he has no injuries. We went back to the hotel after that, um, took a shower, make sure everything was fine, and then we went back to the location again and enjoyed the show. Of course, always better. You always enjoy the show better after a win, but yeah. Anyways, the show was so good that we kind of enjoyed it afterwards. Yeah,
Well, glad to hear that. I mean, it's quite an experience being in Las Vegas, I can imagine.
yeah.
And were you on time for the main card, or where did
Sure.
you?
Yeah, we came back. Actually, we had dinner after the fight. So
Mm.
there, everywhere in Vegas to show the fights on the screens. In every restaurant, you have a screen with sports on it. Usually, it's baseball, uh, basketball, and UFC. You see it all the time. So they were streaming it live. So we saw a couple of the undercard fights. We saw Robbie Lawler. Wow. And we made it back on time in the arena to experience the whole main event.
Wow, wow, kind of jealous, even though you had some sort of a bad day. But what do you think of Robbie Lawler?
Wow, that's amazing. That guy, and we on the Thursday before he got inducted in the Hall of Fame, right? So we went to that event as well. It's right next to the hotel. We're staying in New York, New York. It was in the T-Mobile Arena. Amazing. Also there, the story, the fighter he is, the experience he had, all that years of competing at the highest level. It's amazing. He really deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, and he showed that yesterday. What a way to retire. It's amazing. And his opponent is not an easy guy. It's not a walkover. It's not a tomato can. That guy can really fight. So it was really good to see. And yeah, what a like 9 out of 10 or maybe 99 out of 100 fighters, they don't retire like that. Usually they have 2, 3 losses and then they're done. But to retire in that fashion against that kind of fighter is amazing. Yeah, he's blessed, and I hope he enjoys his retirement.
Yeah, I was happy for him as well. I even was a bit underwhelmed by how quickly it ended, but the way it
Yeah,
ended was insane. And
sick.
it's a typical way to retire for a guy like Robbie Lawler, right? Um,
Yeah,
he always
in his
chooses
fashion, right?
violence, and this was definitely violence.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
crazy.
and then I was not really familiar with. I mean, I was familiar with who Bo Nickel was, but not with how um, his potential stardom like we talked last fight talk, his potential stardom is pretty big, right?
Yeah, I mean, uh, he's the big hype, of course. He's like a decorated wrestler. Big hype. Probably people already experienced something in the gym. Of course, he has his first. I think he just had 4 fights, right? So he's really a talent, and his wrestling gives him so much more opportunities in the fight because everybody knows he's so dangerous with his wrestling. He's so explosive and fast that you really have to pay attention to that, and then then it's easy to get some punches in as being Bo Nichols. Nickel. So yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, like I saw him going for the takedown earlier in that fight, but I also saw that probably he could have taken him down at that point. So he went in, and I think it was just a setup for the next move, and that was the punch. So he shot the takedown. The guy somehow blocked, but Bonico he pulled back, and then there was a threat of the takedown. The guy already knew. Okay, next time I'll probably be down on the ground. So he was focusing on defending the takedown. Your hands lower automatically. Then Bonico he fade the takedown, I guess, and then came in with the punches. So yeah, really spectacular. Strong game plan.
Yeah.
Strong fighter. You could see, you could tell he's like a strong guy with a limited stamina, and now he has good punches as well. Not that technical, but they're still very explosive and very hard. He's very fast.
What is his age?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't check.
He's like early 20s, right?
Oh wow! So he has a big future ahead of him then.
Yeah, let me check. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it's 27. It's quite young for a fighter.
At least another 10 years to go for him, I guess.
Exactly. And I also felt a bit sorry for Val Woodburn because it was a bit of summoned to this card main event, and it was over in 30 seconds. Pretty disappointing.
I think it was the biggest I think it was minus 2,000 or something. Like you had to put down $2,000 to win 100. So it was a crazy underdog, So, but that showed, I guess. But he was also he's a really nice guy. We're in the same bus with him. He's a really cool guy. He's a real man, He stepped up late notice to fight a guy like that. So yeah, everybody respects that, So yeah. It was
definitely.
kind of expected, but everybody respected him. Yeah.
Exactly, and he's still young in the UFC also, right? Was it his debut?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I didn't check the background, but yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious how the next fight of Bo Nickel will be. Everybody was hyping like they should give him a top 15 guy, but I think that's a bit too early when you just fought like four fighters and you're only 27. You don't need to fight a top 10, right?
No, of course you should build him up like everybody else does. I want him to grow into the game, but I think he does well now. I think he will be able to get to the top 10 in 1 or 2 years for sure.
Exactly. And coming back to the fight, your fight with Martin, how was it being there? I mean, you're an experienced coach, right? Do you still feel nervous, or how does it feel for you?
Before every fight, I feel nervous, even if it's in a small event in Holland and my fighter has to fight, or it's a big event like the UFC or back in the days Pride or Bellator or Strikeforce or K1. You always feel some kind of tension. but not necessarily bad. It's always like when you're fighting yourself, you get like there's some tension definitely, and you're kind of excited. And but if you're a coach, you have the same feeling, but a little bit less. But still, it's there. Was it a bad thing? No, I was not like super nervous or whatever. It's like a natural thing. It's like normal, I guess. Before you and your team have to give your best, and it's all on the line. Like I just explained to another guy a few days ago. If you're playing a tennis match, of course there's some tension as well, but it's different. Like MMA, it's like, yeah, it's so much more pressure, I guess, and it's like the whole game. It's like fighting, Anything can happen. If you lose a tennis match, of course you would bump too. You're like, I lost. But here, yeah, it could go completely the other way as well. And there's like serious damage could occur. So that's always something that's in your mind. That's something we accept, and but that makes it very, very special as well. If you win, it's like super, super, super happy. You're top of the world. If you lose, like you're super, super bummed, And sometimes it also it could be that your fighter is injured. It could be that the bad things could happen, in this sport. So, but I'm happy everything went well. He has no injuries. Of course, we're super bummed. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that the same mistakes he made will never happen anymore. So that's the process of growing, I guess.
Yeah, I think media always hypes up losses, but it's also part of a fighter's trajectory, right?
Yeah.
So the next fight, Hooker versus Turner. Did you watch that?
Yeah, amazing. Crazy fight as well.
That was a crazy one, right?
Yeah. I mean, like everybody expected the Hooker, in the first round he started kind of slow. The other guy's super explosive, super powerful, and fast as well. Amazing fight. I mean, like Hooker he just doesn't give up. He got some real serious punches. Even when he got the punch, boom, he kept looking and countering at the same time. So he's a real man, a real Aussie. The Aussie always come to fight.
They really do. Like the whole camp, crazy strong fighters. But Hooker is a
mentally
special
especially.
one because, yeah, definitely. But Hooker has something during his fights. Often I lose a bit of faith in what he does because he reacts slowly or makes weird mistakes or like they said, he leaves a lot of openings while he kicks, right?
Yeah.
But then somehow he always, I mean, he's still here, and I'm not sure if he's a top 10, but yeah, he makes great fights at the end of the day. So and
yeah, he's like
you said
his
that
kicks are not really hard. Like you say, he's
sorry?
open when he kicks. He kicks not even really hard, but he just keeps going. Punches. He's good. I mean, he has got a very good eye. So when he's close range and to start trading punches, he can take a lot of punches as well. So that's a big advantage for him. Yeah, it's amazing. I like the fighter.
Yeah, that's
I like
funny.
that he's very.
And at the end, he broke his hand.
Yeah, he said, "Nah, it's just a scratch."
Did you know?
He said that in the
exactly.
post-fight interview. It's like, I think you broke your hand, right? It's like, nah, it's just a scratch. And they start laughing. And that's the mentality, It all, like, bad stuff can happen to you, but it all depends how are you dealing with it. That's in life as well, Everybody has, like, big problems coming at them, but how do you deal with it? And then Hooker's like, I broke my hand. And he's like, nah, it's just a scratch. And you could see him, he couldn't move, but he was still punching with it. He was still fighting with it, never complained. So that's a real tough guy, real mentality. That's the fighter I really like. Fighters like that I really like. And yeah, I wish we saw that a little bit more in soccer as well.
Yeah, it's just a completely different sport. No, but that's what I also really like about MMA. We talked about that more often. Is that yeah, it's a metaphor for life.
Yeah,
You break your hand, you keep punching, and you have
yeah.
to work your way around it. So, yeah, I really like that
We deal with
about
it
that.
later.
Exactly, exactly. And the the next fight. Do you remember which fight followed?
I don't know out of the top of my head. Which one was it?
Whitaker versus
Oh, Whitaker. Wow.
Duplessis. I was disappointed. What do you think about the fight?
I had it for Whitaker, but Whitaker somehow got a little bit nonchalant, I think. It was
I
like,
think everybody did.
he's so fast. He's so fast in his head and with his hands that he can be a little bit, I don't know, I don't want to say cocky, but he trusts his speed too much, I guess. And that's why he's with his hands so low, you know? I don't get it. Why don't you put it up a little bit? Um, so, especially against a guy like the Drickers, he's so powerful and so strong that yeah, you should keep your hands up, you know, especially when you're coming in. I don't know why is he doing that. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed because I think maybe if they fight each other 10 times, maybe Whitaker can win 7 times or something, you know. But yeah, I mean, like
I think
hats
so
off
too.
to Drickers. He did really well, and he did what he had to do. Very strong, powerful guy, forced to be reckoned with. But I wish that Whitaker did a little bit better and yeah, was focused a little bit more because he was the former champion, right? He's like a really, really, really good fighter. I really like his style. I really like his the ability he has and the speed he has in his mind and in his hands, so in his brain and in his hands. So yeah, too bad he got caught. Maybe it's a good lesson for next time.
Yeah, I'm wondering who should fight that because somehow, especially the first round, the speed of Whitaker, the strength, the head movement, he's 100% unique in his way of fighting. Just, that was so disappointing when he got out. I was like, not even
Sorry,
this.
Yorick, I can't hear you. Is it your internet or mine? Because I can't hear you. It's like breaking up
Oh
all the
no,
time.
really?
Yeah. Yorick is gone. He's probably logging in again. So are you back? Hold on, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you turn up your mic a little bit louder? No, I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Yorick?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, wow, this was disappointing. It's yeah, I see the comments. My voice is soft. Weird, weird.
Yeah. Now it's loud. Now it's louder.
Well, I don't know what's. I had a podcast recording earlier today. It went not really good as well. So, all right. Where were we? Oh yeah, with the Whitaker. The first round, I really appreciated the way he fought. Like, so fast, so quick on his feet, his head movement. Um, Yeah, I really like his way of fighting, but I was even more disappointed because of yeah, he got sloppy, and I was like, were you not well prepared, or were you not taking it seriously, or something? I don't know
Hmm. Yeah,
what's going on in the fighter's head when he fights like that.
I think he's just very confident, maybe a little bit too confident for his own good. But yeah, like I said, hopefully it's a good lesson for him next time. Should keep his hands a little bit more up, although that's kind of his fighting style. But yeah, against a
Yeah,
guy like Drikas, like who's very strong and explosive, yeah, you better keep it up, you know.
yeah, it was sad. It was sad. I hope he will get a run at the title again. I mean, I don't think he will beat Izzy, but um, he deserves to be like number one next to Izzy, is what I
Yeah, he
believe.
will stay around. He will stay around, I guess. Yeah.
How did you experience the one-on-one with Izzy and Duplessis?
With who? With these people?
With Adesanya and Duplessis?
Oh, uh, I think Adesanya was a little bit disrespectful. You know? Maybe he's trying to hype his fight, but I don't like it. The audience didn't like it. I didn't know if you could hear it on the TV, but everybody was booing him. Why is he talking like that? You know, it's like I know because he's the Dricus du Plessis. He's from South Africa, right?
Yeah,
And I think he made a comment once about he's telling
I'm
East
more
Africa, but
African
he's
than
not
you.
living in Africa. He's the only African fighter who actually lives in Africa and trains in Africa. I mean, like, yeah, Izzy got pissed off with that, but you should act like a professional. And maybe that's his way to sell the fight, but it's not a way to gain more respect or gain more followers. I don't know. It's not a good example as being the world champion and being the top guy of your division, in my opinion. You know, and as you could see, you know, the whole stadium was booing him, although he's the champion. So yeah, he could have done better, I think. But it's going to be a nice fight. I hope it's going to. I hope the fight is going to happen anytime soon, and I will definitely watch it. But yeah, I found it. I thought it was not really respectful.
Yeah, I think it's complicated because yeah, Izzy is like from Nigeria, I believe,
Yeah,
and he's a black man, and then some white man from South Africa says, "I'm more African than you," and yeah, that hurts in your heritage, right? So
yeah,
yeah, I do not approve it, but I thought, okay, it's a nice show, not very respectful, but if he wins and again, which I think he will, because I definitely believe he's a better fighter. Yeah, it adds up to the show. But yeah,
yeah.
maybe I'm
I mean,
a
it's
bit.
also like also from you're right. Also from Dricus, plus he was trying to sell himself as well because before that probably not so many people heard of him. All of a sudden he's all there up in the news. I can understand that Easy got pissed because of that, but it's there's better ways to handle yourself after that, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I hope that Izzy will have that same look in his eyes when he fought Pereira, because
Yes.
there was a dangerous look in his eyes. So, well, let's hope it will give the same show as last
Sure.
time.
He's a world
We'll
class
see.
fighter, you know. He's really, really
Yeah,
good. He's a world class fighter. He's one of the best, pound for pound, maybe even, you know. He's there in the top
goat.
three for sure. So, yeah, let's see.
Would you
It's going
call
to
him
be a
a
good
goat?
fight. What's that?
Would you call him a goat, like the greatest of all time?
Uh, he's
It's a
up there
title
somewhere, you know.
that is commonly
There's a lot of good
used
fighters, you know,
nowadays.
who did more than him. So, the greatest of all times, I don't know, in his weight class, I don't know. He's up there. He's definitely up there.
What does a fighter has to do for you to be a contender for the GOAT title?
Um, like you had guys like Joshua Aldo, who just also was inducted in the Hall of Fame. At one point in time, I think it was almost 10 years undefeated. Yeah, that's GOAT status, you know.
Yeah.
Um Yeah, like George St. Pierre, he won all of his fights except for a couple, which later in the rematch he did win anyways. You know, that's like real goat stuff. Yeah, so of course you have John Jones. I mean, Izzy is up there somewhere, but yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
I mean
very
like
dominant. Yeah, John Jones.
yeah,
I think. I mean, if you see what he has done, that's also
yeah.
insane. Even
Now
coming
also
back
there
after years.
in heavyweight, so he did really well in heavyweight against a really good guy. Now he's
Yeah.
fighting Miocic. Miocic is out for a while, so he'd probably win that fight too. That's what I think. Yeah, but I mean, like although his behavior outside of the cage is not always on point, in fighting he's still one of the greatest. Although for me, I really I like more guys like GSP, class act in and outside the ring, cage. George Aldo as well. I like that, always respectful and winning fights.
Yeah, the way of the warrior, right? The
Yeah,
Bushido is what it's
yeah,
called, I believe.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that is more respectful to behave yourself in and outside the ring.
yeah,
It's a better example for the sports as well. It
yeah.
already has some weird cage fighter image, so we need more GSPs definitely. Um, okay, on to the next fight. That that was such an insane fight. It was almost the main card fight, uh, in my opinion. Brandon Moreno versus Alexander Pantoja. What do you think?
Yeah, amazing fight. I mean, could be even one of the best fights of this year. Like amazing, so fast, so quick, such good fighters. Both of them going back and forth. It's like never boring. Every second was exciting. It's like amazing fight, amazing fight. Moreno, very good fighter, very strong. A lot of the whole audience was backing him up, of course, because there were a lot of Mexicans here. A lot of support. He's a strong fighter, very explosive, very fast, technical. But his opponent, oh my God, he already got it. He got his number already, I guess, because he already won before.
Two
But
times.
2 times, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's there somewhere in his mind. I don't know if everybody has his own maybe opponent he can defeat. He can defeat. Maybe Moreno could defeat a guy who beats Patoya, but then again he can't beat him. That's how it works sometimes. He
Yeah,
really
it's
got his
funny
number.
because Moreno had this rivalry with Figueiredo like 4 times or something,
Yeah.
4 or 5 times. And now another guy comes up and he has to run it back again like 4 or 5 times.
But I would want to see another fight. It's still
Yeah,
exciting. It's really good. Yeah.
definitely. And then, of course, there will have to be a third time if Moreno wins. So, yeah, it's complicated. But it's the flyweight division.
Division.
He
Yeah.
has to. He
Yeah.
cannot fight
Yeah.
anybody else.
No. Yeah. It's really amazing. I was such a good fight. I think a lot of.
Yeah, it was. But there were people who were not um, agreeing with the judges. What do you think about that?
Oh, I agree with the judges. If you could see, yeah, only like I don't know if they showed it on the screen as well, but I think Moreno only had 16 more punches during the whole fight, a 5 rounder, but he had double the ground control. You
Hmm.
know, he was on top all the time, always trying to finish him on the ground. Moreno was doing well in defending, and getting up again, eventually, but he got dominated a lot, on the ground. Good
Yeah, I think
takedowns,
so too.
good ground control, and yeah, I agree with the judges.
Yeah, Pantoja definitely took the lead in the fight.
Yeah,
I mean, it was close when you look at damage maybe, but yeah, he dominated the fight.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm very curious when they will fight again. Moreno will not like this.
I will definitely watch it.
Yeah, most definitely. And then, drum roll, Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez.
Volkanovski
Yeah,
is amazing. I mean, Jair as well. Jair is an amazing fighter, but Volkanovski is something else, you know.
yeah, yeah. Were you familiar with the fighting style of Yair Rodriguez?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like the way how he knocked out the Korean Zombie, all of a sudden he was on everybody's radar, right? He's such
Was
a
it a
guy, such a.
coincidence or was it on purpose?
No, I think he did it on purpose. No, he did really well. He just defended and came up with the elbow, and I think it was he did it on purpose. The
Really?
guy Jair, he's so talented. He's so out of the box. He's so athletic, quick, fast. But Volkanovski is Volkanovski, you know. he,
Yeah.
I think he never lost. He never lost in the division, right? The guy is
Yeah.
amazing. Work
Yeah.
ethic. He can just go not only 5 rounds. He can. I believe that if they make title fights 10 rounds, he will be going at the same pace. You know, the guy has unlimited stamina. He's super strong, super fast, high fight IQ. You saw him, you know, when he rocked him, like boom, he hit him with the punches. Then again, like Jair was backing up, and you saw Volkanovski make some things like pop, pop, and then bam, bam, went in for the kill. He wanted to see how he responded, how he reacted, and he's like, okay, he's really. I really rocked him, and he's not reacting, and then he went in for the kill. You know, it's like that guy is so amazing, and he is a guy like he is also like up there with GOAT status, you know, because he's such a great fighter, high fight IQ, hard worker, carry himself very well in and outside the cage, very respectful. You know, I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, I think he's my favorite fighter of this moment. He, I find it so funny that he is not coming from kickboxing or something. He's from rugby.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. I love that fight. You know, I mean, like it was not as spectacular maybe as the co-main event, but still it was amazing.
it
But it's
was
very hard
almost
to beat the co-main
masterclass.
event, right? It's very hard to
Yeah,
beat, but he fought so smart.
absolutely.
He did exactly what he had to do. He was he wasn't going he wasn't going like he was very tight, you know, and he played it very smart. Jair made a mistake with the kick. Boom, he catch the kick. Boom, took him down to the ground, controlled the fight. He fought very smart. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's what he's famous for as well, right? He's not.
yeah,
That's at least what they also said in the commentary, that he's not known for his amazing knockouts, but he's just so dominant, so strong, and so technical. He is all round and yet very dominant in
yeah,
every aspect.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm
He's like,
wondering.
yeah. It's not always super spectacular. I agree, but he's so controlled. He's completely controlling the fight. So dominant. I agree.
Yeah, that's funny because he's so dominant in his being all round that it is still spectacular, but in a
Yeah,
different way.
yeah,
Yeah, that's weird, and I have some faith in that he will beat the next fight in Abu Dhabi with Makhachev.
Oh, I would love to see that again.
Do you think he will win?
Could win. He could. I don't say he will, but he could. Uh,
I have a very strong. I'm very confident in how he progresses and grows as a fighter,
he
but
keeps
there's
growing.
also exactly like he always says. I always take up new challenges, and you can really tell that in his. You can see that in his way of fighting, but the dangerous thing is that the next time that Makhachev will fight is. Um, Khabib will be there again, and because last time Khabib was not in his corner, and somehow I think that will make a big difference the next time he will fight, but I don't. You know better how much that impacts the fighter.
Uh, uh, yeah, it's all depends on the fighter, of course, but yeah, could impact him.
What if
I don't know what the
Martin?
reason was as well, and I don't know how close they are training together, how much of a real coach Khabib is. So I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know the backstory. So yeah,
Yeah, I believe there was some family stuff. It's always that's the only reason why Habib would not join.
yeah.
But what would how would it impact Martin when you are not around?
I believe it's going to be difficult. Yeah,
Yeah, I can
yeah. You have
imagine.
some kind of bond with your fighter, and yeah, and also like I'm his only coach, more or less like head coach. Of course, he has a boxing coach, Good Getting. He he does other stuff, and we go to different places for sparring and stuff. But I'm there from the beginning for more than 10 years already. So I'm there every training. I'm there every fight. So it's difficult for him. I believe that if he would have a fight without me. But that's normal, because you're so close and you trust
Yeah,
each other so much, and you're used to hearing one voice in the corner, and then all of a sudden somebody else, or yeah, it's different.
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, especially when you know each other for that long. I didn't know it was already for 10 years.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I think this card was potentially one of the best cards for this year. That's
yeah.
how that's what I would like to say. Um, when we look at the next,
Great kickoff for International Fight Week.
yeah,
They did really well.
definitely, definitely. And I also saw Trump again at the
Trump was
ringside.
there in the building. A lot of famous guys were there. Trump was there, and then Mel Gibson, and were a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah, and also almost all of the big fighters there as well, right?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, Las Vegas has something else, right? It's different.
yeah.
And when we're looking at the next schedule, have you looked at it already? 291?
No, no.
Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw that. That's amazing.
What do you, what do you
Is
think?
that for the BMF title? I think it's for the BMF title, right?
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good fight. Amazing
What
fight.
do you think?
Want to see that?
What you got?
I don't know. Both amazing. I know one thing for sure. It's going to be slugfest. They will be swinging for the fences, 100% sure. No, neither one of them is going to back up. So it's going to be an amazing event, and both real sports guys. So yeah, I like it. I like the fight.
It will be some sort of a bar fight inside of an octagon, probably.
Phone booth fight. Yeah.
Exactly. And also on the next card will be Blachowicz versus Pereira.
Oh yeah, yeah. Good fight as well. Yeah.
Some predictions already.
I think Blachowicz can win. I think he will win, but Pereira can always surprise you. He has that, very strong, powerful, stand up, one of the greatest in the division. Um, he's strong, good takedown defense, keeps getting better and better. But Blachowicz is more experienced, more all-round fighter, So I'm rooting a little bit for him, but who knows? Pereira is dangerous.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Blachowicz as well. But yeah, it, the most attractive thing about Pereira's fighting is that he's so strong and unpredictable. Um,
I'm
uh,
sorry, I'm getting calls and everything, and they're knocking on my door because I have to leave. I have to go I have to check out. I have to go to the airport. Going home now. So I'm sorry
all
if I
right,
get
let's
after you
wrap it
now.
up. I'll wrap it up for the listeners. Thank you, Martijn. Have a safe flight, and
Thank you very much.
until next time.
For sure. See you soon again. Thank you very much. Have a great day,
Thank you. Bye
everybody.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was another Fight Talk UFC 290. We definitely loved this episode, this fight card. A lot of explosive fights, and it was also very nice of Martijn to check in from Las Vegas. Next time we will discuss UFC 291, Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje, Jan Blachowicz versus Alex Pereira, Paulo Costa, Tony Ferguson. Oh, I didn't even know that. And Michael versus Kevin Holland. We hope to see you again next time. Thank you so much for watching. Engage in the comments, leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, and have a great Sunday evening.